when you first log into Canvas, you will see something like this. And the thing that you're going to look for here is your courses. And then you're going to go through and you're going to find the course that you're in. And I'm recording this in a course that I taught last year. So I clicked on that. When you first get to the course, you will see what's called the home page. And so this is this is where I or your instructors are going to organize the stuff that you need. So most of the stuff you need is going to be accessible here from the main course. You can get to this page either by clicking the number of the course up on the top, or if you've gone somewhere else, you might have access to quizzes. You can click up here on the course name, or you can click up here where it says home. I'm going to focus today on how to use Collaborate Ultra. So you're going to scroll down the page in Canvas until you get to something on the left here that says Collaborate Ultra, and you're going to click on it. That's going to give you all of the rooms that are open. So your course might be using this room at the top, or there might be other sessions down here. So you should look for your instructions to see which session you should be clicking on. And then if you click on this course room, one of the options you'll have is to join that. So I'm going to join this course room. And so here I am in the course room. This is a little weird. There should be 2 people here in this course room. I'm going to pause and see what went wrong. Check. All the people in this course room, by the way, are me logging in on other devices. But I need at least 2 people in this course room with me to show you some of what you're going to need to know. So there's a lot of tools here in Collaborate Ultra. So one tool is up here. That's called the session menu. And the main thing you need to know about here is if your sound isn't working, you can click here and it will let you use your phone. Also, if you want to leave the meeting without just closing the tab will make it work too, then this is how you leave the meeting. Down here at the bottom, this shows your status, and if you click on it, not only can you see yourself, but you can also kind of give feedback. I am happy about this meeting today. I can turn on my audio so that other people can hear me. So right now I am not sending my audio out. If I wanted to talk and have everybody hear me, I would click share audio. I'm not going to do that because I have my other 2 quote people in the room with me are actually here on my desk with me too, and I would get weird, whiny noises from the microphone if I did that. I can click here to share video. So I'll show you how that works. So it shows up a preview. If it's working, you should be able to click share video, and then it will share your video, and you'll be able to see yourself as in a little teeny corner of the screen. Other people show up in bigger windows by default. One of the ways you can change the window by default is up here. We can change the mode from being everybody is in an equal size square to a follow the speaker mode. That's often a useful one when you are paying attention in a lecture part of an online class, because it takes the person who's speaking and makes them a bigger part of your screen and easier to see. All right, let's see, what else can you do? If you want to ask a question and you're in a big group, so everybody has their microphones off, then you can raise your hand, and the instructor will know that you want to ask a question, and then make sure to turn your microphone on before you speak. Microphone on. See why I didn't have it on before? All right, and then when you're done, you lower your hand by clicking on that same button again. Down here, this is probably the most useful panel in Collaborate. So that's the Collaborate panel. And it has 4 places here. So the one on the far left, the default one, is a chat box. And so that will pop up if you say everyone on everyone's screen. Sometimes there's options of you can chat with everyone or you can chat with a smaller group. And then down here, let's see. Oh, one thing you're going to do is you're sometimes going to use a shared Jamboard in class. That's a shared whiteboard. It may not always be that same brand. But one thing your instructor might do is they might put a link in the chat. So I'm going to put a link in the chat here. And that shows up as a link you can click on. And so I want you to notice that here in Chrome, and Google Chrome is the smart one to use because it plays nice with Collaborate. And with with Collaborate. So here in my web browser in Chrome, I have 3 tabs. So I have a tab that has kind of a red circle on it, and that is my Canvas course. I am currently in the Collaborate Ultra space of my Canvas course, but that red circle there means that it's Canvas. This one with the purple arrow, that's my Collaborate session where the class is going on and where you can chat and use those other features. This 3rd tab is that Jamboard. And so a Jamboard, you might be doing some different things. You can drag some of the things in a Jamboard, and you want to have the select, that arrow thing, be active in order to drag things. If you have this pen at the top active, you can write. This is the eraser that just erases writing. If I try to erase this pasted in image, it's not going to erase it, just erases the writing. You can stick in a sticky note. Hang on, didn't I? Okay, all right. Oh, there it is. There's my sticky note. Nifty keen. I can paste in an image. So if you have an image somewhere that you would like to paste in, you can, look it up, right? And upload it, but you can also just copy and paste it. So if you just hit Control V or whatever this, the Control V version for Mac. There's another version for Mac, but I forget the name of the key. Control V on a PC just pastes in. So that's how these images got in here. I just went Control C, Control V, and it pasted right in. You can make circles or squares or triangles. So you can make a few little things. You can put in a text box. And you can take that text box and you can make it larger or smaller. And you can use this laser pointer to tell other people what you're looking at. Looky here at this equation. Up at the top of the Jamboard is where it says which frame you're in, so which page you're in. Typically, you'll be working on a Jamboard with a group, and so page 1 might be group 1's page, and page 2 would be group 2's page, and page 3 would be group 3's page. So actually, when you come in here, the first thing you're going to do is make sure that you're on the right page for your group. Okay, so when I'm ready to go back to the classroom, I am just going to switch tabs. I'm going to click from this tab over to that tab, and here I am back again. Up here on the far right is your settings for Collaborate Ultra. This is a good place to know about. One of the main things is if your camera isn't working, you can test it here. So at first it makes you test your microphone. Yep, that's working. And then you test your camera. And one of the things that it will let you do at this point is it will let you switch cameras. So that's the front. Let's see what the back of my camera, my computer is seeing. Oh, it's seeing a box with some scissors in it. Let's go back to my front camera. If you don't have a webcam that's working in your computer, then you can put in a selfie of yourself just by clicking up here. So there will be your name. It'll probably say presenter under here. And if you click here, you can remove your current picture and upload another picture. Let's see, I think I just took another picture so that I could do this. Selfie. There we go. Center it on myself. That'll do. I don't know that I actually like it, but there you go. Not bad. That'll do. All right. And so I'm going to use that profile picture. I'm not always going to use it, but I'll use it for today. So there you go. I've changed my profile picture. So if you don't have a working web camera, would you please post a selfie so we can get to know you and what you look like? If you are getting too annoyed by all of the pop-ups, you can turn off some of the pop-ups. I would like you to turn on the audio and notification when you get a chat message, or the pop-up notification when you get a chat message, because I'm going to be using that to notify you when you're in a breakout room. I'm going to notify you that when it's time to come back to that breakout room. Oh, let's share my video. I turned that off for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. All right. I think that's everything that's really useful to know here. I share content a lot. You can also share content. So if I want to share a screen, or share my whole if I can share my whole screen, or I can share just an application window, or just one of these tabs. So for instance, I can share that Jamboard tab. All right. And this is what it will look like on my screen when I'm sharing, and on the screen of somebody who's watching, that shows up right here. Okay, and I can see that here, but it's in the separate tab, so it takes me over to the tab where I'm sharing. That's my default, but then it is duplicating it here so that everybody can see it. Now this lets me show a useful thing here, and that is if somebody is sharing their screen, if I'm sharing my screen with you and you're having a hard time seeing it because it's too small, when there's something being shared on this screen, you have these view controls that pop up. And the view controls let you zoom in and move around, and so you can zoom in your screen without affecting anybody else's screen. When you are sharing and you want to stop sharing, this is here in your Collaborate space, and that says you can stop sharing. It's also here in the share content screen, stop sharing. A weird thing happens when you share your entire screen. So sometimes that's the nicest thing to do so that everybody can see everything on your screen. So now you can see that there's this little dot in my screen, and I know at the bottom of my screen that Collaborate is sharing and that I'm recording this. But sometimes it's hard to find things because I have a screen within a screen within a screen within a screen. But you got to go out of all of the screens up to the very top of your screen to actually find the tabs that work. So here I can see a tab, right, but nothing happens when I hover over that tab, because that tab is just a picture of a tab. But if I go up, 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 out, and I roll over that tab, then hover over that tab, then something pops up, an explanation pops up, and that's how I know that I'm in the real tab that will change things. So I can change from showing my Collaborate screen to showing my Jamboard to showing Canvas, etc. Okay, I'm back here in Collaborate. I'm going to stop sharing my application and screen. The last thing I want you to know how to use is this Attendees tab. So this Attendees tab lets you see everybody who is in here. And it looks like my third version of me has disappeared again, so I need to reconnect again. Now I'll tell you that if this happens with you, so if there's one of you people whose connections drop frequently during a class, then we're actually going to switch and we're going to not use Collaborate for the rest of the semester. We're going to switch over and use Zoom and see if that stops you from dropping. So know that there's some other options. So if you get dropped a lot, you let me know so that I can try to fix things. Nothing's perfect 100% of the time, but some things work a little more often than others. Okay, so a thing that I can do, because I am a moderator, that you will not be able to do when you're in Collaborate, is I can make breakout groups. And I'm going to be doing this during class pretty often. So I'm going to make some breakout groups. Now my typical thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make breakout groups, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to set up how many groups there are, and I'm going to allow you to switch and go into your own groups. Okay, so I'm going to start this, and you're going to see what it looks like when it starts. And now this is going to look the same for you as it does for me at this point. So you're going to need to open this Collaborate panel when you're in these breakout rooms. You're going to need to go over here to the attendees so you can see everybody's name who's in the room. And so there might be a long list of names. Here I've only got 3 people. And so what you're going to see, you're going to scroll down past all the people, and then you're going to see the lists of groups. So I have a group 1 and a group 2. Now sometimes I will move people and put them into a group. Can I do this? Okay. Usually I won't because, like, stuff. Move to another group. You are going to go into group 2. Why are we not moving into group? Okay. I'm going to move a person into group 2. Okay. All right, and then somebody's going to go down here. Oh. And I've lost. Who's lost? Okay. Nope, we're good. And now a student is down here in group 2. Most of the time, though, I'm going to rely on you to do this yourself. So I'm not mostly going to put you into your groups. I'm going to have up here sharing, this is what I want you, this is the group I want you to be in. And then if it says I want a person to be in group 1 and you're a person, I'm not a person in this one, I'm Laurel Langford. If it says I want Laurel Langford to be in group 1, then you are going to go down here until you see group 1. And you see this little rectangle with an arrow. That means join group 1. So it should look like you're going in a door. And I click on that. And it's going to tell me I'm moving to the group 1. It takes 30 seconds to a minute. And then here you are in group 1. Once you're in group 1, you'll find that your chat box has a group chat. And if you go back, you can also find the everyone chat. So you now have access to group 1 chat and you have access to everyone chat. All right, so now last thing I want to share. Oh man, I've got too many things to do here. So I'm going to use some of these emojis to tell you when it is time to stop being in your group and come back to the main room. So I'm going to use this time is running out, and I'm going to send that one, and that's going to pop up on everybody's screen with a little ding, dunk. All right, and that means come back from your groups in just 30 seconds. And then I'm going to send another emoji. How about that one? Stopwatch emoji. That looks like a good one. All right, I'm going to send that to everyone. Dunk. And that means time's up. Everybody come back to the main group, main room. And so when time's up, you're going to come back from whatever you're doing, because you heard that thunk. And you're going to come back here and you're going to say, oh, I am going to stop being in group 1 or group 2. I am going to go back to the main room. And you know, this main room, you can join back to the main room whenever you're ready. All right. Well, that's all of the things. That's all of the tour that I can think of for today. So I hope that was useful.